and I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus. Do you know how many people are searching for a cure? Well, like all the medical institutes in the whole world are searching for a cure. And Oxford made a test vaccine which has been inserted into many human bodies, and they gave India part of their test vaccine, and they're making millions of copies of it without even knowing if it works. That's a huge risk. Corona also helps climate change in a good way. Some countries are in lockdown, so less cars are on the road and less pollution. Same thing with factories. Some people are losing their jobs because they need money to fight Corona, so factories are being shut down. So this will help reach the SDG of climate action by 2030. I'll tell you what the SDGs are in a minute. What is coronavirus? Coronavirus was discovered on December 31st, 2019 in Wuhan, China. Coronavirus is a family of viruses all in one. Influenza, cough, cold, fever, sometimes in severe cases, pneumonia. It has affected the world quite drastically. More than 4 million cases are there, but luckily for us, 1 million people have recovered. So just take a look at the countries that are on lockdown, and people are dying, but as long as we keep safe, we can make it through this pandemic. Responses to coronavirus. Well, many governments around the world, including the UAE, have issued a lockdown onto the country. Some other countries are dealing with it pretty well, like Taiwan. Taiwan has already successfully battled coronavirus with no help from, not in the WHO, World Health Organization. Just because of political reasons, they're not helping him. Watch the video I have left on the bottom. Well, it's basically about how Taiwan battled it and how now they are providing support to other countries. We can help by listening to the government if we really want to reach the goal of climate action by 2030. Then go out in cars only if necessary. To stop Corona, stay a little bit away from sick people in your family or not. Still stay away from people whether they're sick or not, because coronavirus symptoms can take up to 2 weeks to show. The SDGs. The SDGs are some goals that we need to reach by 2030. There are 17. Some include no poverty, zero hunger, climate action, life below water, gender inequality and reduced inequality. We over here are focusing on SDG 13, climate action. Some of the targets are no pollution in air and no pollution in water. This basically links to life below water, which is SDG number 14. Will have a positive effect on the world because humans, land, air, and water animals will breathe and live in a non-polluted atmosphere. We will all not get diseases from polluted water and air. There are some innovations linked to this SDG, like I'm just going to tell you 3 of them. One is a solution that once put in water will attract all the contaminated particles, which you can then scoop out and drink the water. And then there's a plastic that dissolves in water, and after it dissolves in water, you can still drink it, drinkable. This can help animals who just so happen to swallow some plastic water. Did you know that there was, for the first one, you can actually eat it raw, and also there is this one for air, land. You can put it on the roads. It is this sort of lamppost thing, and it will absorb all the carbon dioxide in the air, and then you can empty it and you can refill it again, just so it can do it again. Well, now you know a lot about coronavirus and the SDGs. There are many innovations for climate action, and they help the world to reach SDGs 13 and 14 by 2030. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Hello everyone. I'm sure you all know about the new virus that has affected the world in a huge way and has resulted in many different rules and actions, some set by the government and some done by people. How have these possibly affected the world in achieving the 17 SDG goals, in particular, climate change? Well, today I'm going to be talking to you about all that and more. For example, did you know that climate change can affect food production, water, wildlife, and human health? Or that the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere are higher than they have ever been before? while the UN is focused on fixing all these problems for a better world by 2030. First, I'm going to tell you about the coronavirus outbreak. The coronavirus, or COVID-19, is a new type of virus that began in the end of 2019. It's thought to have all started in a wet market in Wuhan, China, and is likely to have originated from bats. This virus then started making people sick, with symptoms similar to the flu. Unfortunately for us, this virus spreads really easily and has already affected many people in many different countries. Throughout the world, there are currently more than 2 million cases. 98% of them are mild, while only 2% are critical. And of the closed cases, 86% were recovered or discharged. So maybe things aren't as bad as we thought they were. Governments all around the world have had various responses to the coronavirus outbreak. For example, the government of the UAE have been placing curfews, and just in case you're worried about having the virus, testing is also free. But the UAE isn't the only country taking action. Along with other countries, the government of Australia and Zambia have also been busy. Both countries are applying travel restrictions to all not needed traveling. The government of Australia are providing money to healthcare facilities and are ensuring that people can access masks and gloves. The government of Zambia is making sure that everyone maintains good hygiene and have been tracing COVID-19 cases regularly. There are lots of things we can do to stay safe as well, like washing our hands, staying home, being hygienic, and more. Governments have been taking action to stop coronavirus. We need to help as well. The SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, are a set of 17 global goals set by the UN in 2015 and are scheduled to be achieved in 2030, promising a better and more sustainable life for all. But now, I'm going to be focusing on SDG 13, climate action. The UN set targets to be achieved on each SDG as well. Some of the targets of climate action include spreading education and awareness about climate change and promoting environment-friendly plans in developing countries. Firstly, think of how climate change has impacted the world. It melted the ice caps, causing the melted water to join the seas, which raises the sea level. This is a big problem to many low-lying countries which may be flooded. Many animal species have also gone extinct because of climate change, and air pollution is deadly to our health and the environment. Achieving this goal might finally recover all this, but in order for that to happen, we need to stop climate change first. Though climate change hasn't been stopped, we haven't been completely oblivious to the problem. Some people came up with smart and sustainable inventions and innovations to help fight climate change. Some of them include carbon capture, capturing the world's CO2 emissions, solar glass, providing free light and heat from the sun, and the edible water bubble, a great alternative to plastic bottles. All of these innovations work towards stopping climate change, reducing pollution, and saving energy. If more and more people use this, we can make a big impact. And after the coronavirus pandemic is over, people may start to realize that they can make a difference. Hopefully, this encourages them to start or continue using sustainable alternatives and take action. Barack Obama once said, "No challenge poses a higher threat to future generations than climate change." So if we can all work together to stop the coronavirus, we can all work together to stop climate change as well. Everyone can take simple actions to reduce their involvement in global climate change. Hopefully then, we can all contribute to achieving the 13th SDG goal by 2030. And if we finally start taking action to both COVID-19 and climate change instead of ignoring it, we can save the Earth and our future.
Hello, my name is Omar. I'm from Class 5A. And did you know about the 13th SDG goal? Well, I'll tell you about it. The SDG goal means we have to take urgent action to fight climate change and is aimed to take immediate action to help the environment and is about to take action to fight climate change. And this SDG goal will hopefully end peacefully in the year 2030. And did you know that the worldwide waste generated per person per day averages 0.74 kilograms? I will be talking about the coronavirus and how it affected people and where it came from. There are 4.1 million cases in the world, and there are 1.4 people who got recovered. And sadly, there's 282,000 that affects people if they don't have a good immune system. The coronavirus started by a person who ate a bat in Wuhan, China. And then it spread rapidly around the world. The most common symptoms are fever, dry cough, and tiredness. And these are the least common symptoms: aches and pains, sore throat, diarrhea, and headache. Some people are saying that the coronavirus helps the world, and said that because of the coronavirus, the world has less. The UAE has shut down malls, shops, and etc., and told people to go home at 8 o'clock or they'll be fined 2,000 dirhams, and told people to go out only to buy food or medicine. Getting a coronavirus test in many countries can be near impossible unless you're already very ill. Not so in Iceland, where anyone who wants a test gets one. Widespread testing has been cruel to the country's low number of infections and deaths. Otherwise, they say only around 1,700 people have been affected in Iceland. Around 8 have died. We can help by being responsible and stay home and wash our hands for 20 seconds and only go outside for important things. SDG goal, also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty and to protect the planet and ensure the people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. We have been focusing on SDG Goal 13, and it's about climate change and how we can help the world. Our first target is to clean all the oceans. Our second target is to clean the earth. If we can achieve this goal, it would be amazing, and it would help the earth a lot by making the earth cleaner and less pollution, and so people can live happy lives without plastic or having to see rubbish everywhere, and help the world and the coronavirus. First is the drones that plant trees, because it can help and they won't have to take a lot of time to plant trees, and this will make it a lot faster than before, and people won't have to be next to each other. Second, 3D masks can help, because when people are helping patients, they can guard their faces and won't be worried. Third, hands-free printed open doors, so to help the spread of the coronavirus. It would help the SDG goal. First, 3D masks are environmentally friendly and they will help a lot of people. And second, drones can help by planting trees and giving us more oxygen, and people would not have to be next to each other when they plant the trees. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my speech about my SDG goal. And we should take good care of the earth and even listen to what the governments have been saying and what have they been doing to make us safe from the coronavirus. Staying safe.
Hi, my name is William and I am number 5A. Today I am going to talk to you about how the coronavirus helps reach our 2030 SDG goals. Did you know on the 10th of May the coronavirus had its highest number of cases, which was 781 with 13 deaths. On the 9th of May there are 624 new cases with 11 deaths. This is a total of 157 new cases in the UAE in just one day. In England, on the 10th of May, there were 3,923 new cases and 268 deaths. You may think the UK has a higher number than the UAE, but the population of the UAE is 9.63 million and the population of the United Kingdom is 67.886 million. The coronavirus is a pandemic disease which started in Wuhan, China, from humans eating animals off the local street markets. Due to this, the people caught the coronavirus, which then spread rapidly to other people by sneezing or coughing on them. The common symptoms of the coronavirus is high fever, dry cough, and tiredness. The serious symptoms are difficulty breathing, chest pain, and loss of speech or movement. It has affected many people worldwide by people losing their jobs, not being able to see their family, and not being able to have fun. The UAE has informed people to stay at home and only go out for necessary items like food, medicine and essential items. The Sheikh said the government will supply the UAE with food and medicine when the UAE goes off on full lockdown, the government enforced a travel permit for residents in Dubai for shopping, hospital appointments, and any other travel by giving them reason for their travel requests. The UK has instructed in certain industries to go on furlough, which is a leave of absence of work. Some people are paid 80% of their salary who works on fitness, food and beverage industries, and some industries have been requested to work from home if they can. And stop all unnecessary travel and stop contact with everyone. We can help prevent the coronavirus by always washing our hands for 20 seconds with soap, staying on lockdown and not being in contact with anyone. And sanitize when you're out and when you come back in, and always wear a face mask when you're out. The SDGs stand for Sustainable Development Goals to achieve a more sustainable future. An example of some SDGs are no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, equality, education, gender equality and affordable energy. My SDG I have been focusing on is climate change, and it's aimed to make the world a better place. Some targets to prevent climate change is reduce water waste, power your house with renewable energy, and invest in energy efficient appliances like washing machines and dishwashers, and always turn off your electronic items when not in use like AC and your TV. Tesla. The electric car offers a bioweapon defense mode, which is a button you press and it turns on the mode. The defense mode cleans 99.97% of fine particulate matter, as well as viruses, bacteria and mold spores. Electric bike sales are blowing up because people want to avoid public transport to try not catch the COVID-19. And the electric bikes will be used after the coronavirus because England is making bike paths so people cannot use the cars as much, so there is less pollution. Thank you for listening to my speech, and remember, keep washing your hands and sanitize, and stay safe and sanitize. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anna. I am from 5B. Can you wonder that 11% of the world population is suffering from climate change? Did you know that 2016 was the warmest year on record, and 11% of the global greenhouse gases caused by humans all come from cars and trucks? Did you know the pandemic has a good effect on the climate while people stay at home? Travel lockdown, the global have been cleaned. I am going to talk about climate action and how the global pandemic is limiting carbon emissions, and what this will mean for the climate change, and how the coronavirus pandemic is achieving the CDG goals. Climate action is to take urgent action to protect the earth from pollution, and it is one of the CDG goals that we must reach by 2030. Coronavirus is a family of viruses which can cause the common cold or more severe disease such as severe acute respiratory syndrome. People who have cough, fever, headache and muscle pain may have COVID-19. Coronavirus, which first killed people in China in December, is thought to have passed from animals to humans. Others suggested that it may have come from a virology lab in Wuhan. The coronavirus has changed how we work, play and learn. Schools are closing, sport videos have been cancelled, and many people have been asked to work from home. Coronavirus has killed 279,000 people of other people other than the world, with 4 million confirmed cases in 187 countries. But the good effect of this pandemic slowing in economic activity. Emissions have fallen because people drive less and most factories have been closed. SDG goals are 17 ambitious objectives for a greener, healthier, more peaceful, and equal planet. I choose climate action to focus on. Climate action targets is to at least 40% cuts in greenhouse gas emissions and share 32% for renewable energy. People must turn to renewable energy and a range of other measures that will reduce emissions and increase adoption efforts. Countries are working to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and move towards a low carbon economy. If the climate action achieves the greenhouse gas emission and carbon dioxide will increase, the environment will be more healthier and green by less pollution. The government maintains a social distance of not less than 2 meters. Wear face masks and avoid crowded places and strictly follow the National Sterilization Program guidelines. Police warned against public gathering and meeting. Monitor movements between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. and issue automatic fines to those violating restrictions. They closed all public areas and schools. The students continued distance learning. In China, they went into completely lockdown. Millions worked from home for weeks. New hospitals were built in a matter of days to treat the patients, and people who broke the rules were detained. In Italy, cities have been placed under full or partial shutdown. Schools and public spaces are closed. Millions are still working from home across Asia. In India, meetings should be done through video conferencing. Close all gyms and recreation centers, sanitization workplaces, and avoid non-official travel. In Saudi Arabia's government lockdown curfew the two holy cities of Mecca and Medina. We can help the government by following the instructions such as stay home as much as possible, wash our hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, or use hand sanitizer. Wear masks and gloves in public spaces and keep distance between us and others. There are some innovations that can affect the world, such as electric cars that use the energy stored in rechargeable batteries. Electric cars reduce carbon dioxide and greenhouse emissions. Vertical farms is a practice of growing crops in vertically stacked layers. It is one of the innovations that increase crop yield that come with a smaller unit area of land requirement and produce 70% more food. Use between 70% to 95% less water than traditional farming. It helps to reach climate action by saving water, using renewable energy, and produce less pollution. Smart cities use digital technology to connect, protect, and enhance the lives of citizens. These cities will help to achieve climate action by using less and renewable energy and reduce the greenhouse gas emission and carbon dioxide. I hope that this innovation continues to be used to protect our planet from pollution and the pandemic. Virus has hit the whole world. The world has become together as one. This pandemic kills millions of people, but in other side, some changes happened, help to reduce fossil fuel emissions, and climate warnings such as working from home, flying and drive become less. We need to continue to do this to reach 2030 CDG goals. There are some innovations that I have discussed that can help to achieve climate action. We must follow government laws to put this pandemic behind us and save our planet. Thank you for listening. Let's give the Earth a chance to breathe.
8 million tons of waste enter our oceans every single year. And when you compare that to a normal car, which is only 2 tons, that is loads. Hello, my name is Louis from 5A, and today I'll be sharing with you the vital importance it is to take action for the benefit of our climate, following the essential SDG 13 climate action. Did you know over only a century the Earth has increased its temperature by 1 entire degree? The coronavirus. COVID-19, the specific type of coronavirus, has caused a global pandemic where most countries have had to force themselves into lockdowns. It is widely believed to have come from Wuhan, which is a city in China, in a wet market and spread very quickly through human contact. Because it is a new virus, our bodies have not become immune to it. The global economy is also shut down because no one is allowed out and millions have lost their jobs either temporarily or permanently. The coronavirus symptoms are fever, dry cough and tiredness. Some more serious and rare symptoms are loss of taste or smell, a loss of speech or movement, and difficulty or shortness of breathing. To prevent coronavirus, what you can do is wash your hands on a regular basis and only go out for essentials like food. The UAE government have put in some lockdown restrictions, like you need a permit to go out in Dubai, and that you fill in and then the government approves and lets you go out for that reason. Any mass gatherings have also been either banned or postponed to help prevent COVID-19. There is also a curfew preventing anybody going out between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Around the world, countries have had to put their countries in lockdowns and restrict the movement of any traffic. And any gatherings have been cancelled. That's what governments are doing around the world. But what can you do? First off, you can listen to government guidelines and stay home. And even when you do go out, make sure to wear a mask and gloves. The Sustainable Development Goals are 17 development goals for the benefit of the planet and hope to be reached by 2030. The SDG I'll be sharing with you today is number 13 on the list, climate change. It is, in my opinion, the most important today because without climate change, all of the other SDGs will be really hard to achieve. One of the climate action goals are to make sure any planning or events are taking in mind climate action. If this goal is achieved by 2030, we will have a much cleaner environment and animals on the brink of extinction can hopefully repopulate in big numbers. And the minds of people that might not have been too fond to the environment now could change their mind. But all this can only happen if each and every one of us does our part. Some of the innovations that revolve around climate change are like soilless farming. And this has especially come out during the coronavirus because in some places not allowed for anything are forced to grow their own food. This technique is a lot better because you can grow almost anything anywhere and it does not take up a lot of space at all because you can rack them on top of each other, whatever you like. Video conferencing has definitely shined out during the coronavirus because meetings can be taken here without cars emitting fuel into the air. It's just so much better. The last one I have for you today, my last innovation for you, is wind turbines. They almost work anywhere and can be the size of a dartboard all the way to as tall as a skyscraper. After
after sharing with innovations how important and vital it is to save our globe, what we can and what the government around the world are doing to help fight COVID-19. We are living on this planet as if we have another one to go. Teddy Swearingen. Thank you for listening, and remember, squirts of sanitizer a trip keeps the virus adrift.